Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Stuart here from HiddenText. Today we're going to talk about AI. I feel like I haven't spoken about AI and the universe might be creaking on the edges. It feels like every day if you don't talk about AI, the whole thing just implodes, doesn't it? I wanted to have a bit of a different talk about AI though. I'm not going to talk about how if you use these 5 prompts with ChatGPT, you'll make $5,000 a month. I am not going to talk about a whole host of topics. I'm going to speak about something very, very specific. That is AI in software. So let me kind of back up, give you this as a bit of a bigger header. So we've just had the InfoSec Europe event down in London in June 2025. Before that, we've had various conferences, talks, etc. that I've been observing. One of the things that came to mind was the amount of tools that have powered by AI or AI self-driving and all these kind of terms. Quick question. Is that what the customer wanted or is that what we sold them? Riddle me this. Would you buy a car with a piece of technology in it that had a random number generator that created a random effect? You don't know what the effect is? You have no idea. It could be all the indicators come on. It could be that it puts the brakes on. It could be that it suddenly hits the accelerator where it puts the windscreen wipers on. Would you buy a car which had a random number generator piece of code in it which had an unknown effect on that vehicle, and you don't know whether that's a fault with the car, whether it is designed that way or what? Would you buy the car? It's a really simple question. I think for most of us, you go, well, no, because I don't want to be driving down the road and some of the brakes come on, or driving down the road and some of the engine warning light comes on. Well, if the car broken down, you phone up the your rescue team and they come and rescue the car for you, only to find it wasn't. There's nothing wrong with the car. You see, there's something inherent within AI that we kind of gloss over a little bit, and I wanted to bring it a little bit more to your attention, and that is hallucinations. So, what is a hallucination? Why should we worry about it? A hallucination is basically, in its most fundamental form, a bug. You ask ChatGPT, Claude, any of the AI systems, 1 + 1 equals, and it says an elephant. Nothing wrong with elephants, perfectly great animal actually, but 1 + 1 does not equal elephant, it equals 2. It's a mathematical proof. So if you ask an AI system a set of queries, it has a tendency, and from what I'm reading at the moment, there is not a single AI system out there that doesn't hallucinate. And it comes out with what we call a hallucination, this error point. So, why is that important? So, right, get a second AI system and bed them next to each other, or one versus the other, so you can spot the hallucination. How does the other one know that it's hallucinating? So in other words, 1 + 1 equals elephant, and it goes, oh, I get 2. So how will you determine whether 2 or elephant is the right answer? It's a really simple question. You're driving down the road in your car. It hallucinates and says engine management system. And the other one says brakes. So they both hallucinate because, as far as I can see, all AI systems hallucinate. So therefore, you're now driving down the road, your car suddenly anchors on because the brakes are just applied because AI system 1 hallucinating and sort of thought it saw something. Meanwhile, the other one, engine management system. What do we do now? Put a third AI system in there to, have a governor, regulator over the top of it all? that is just the first problem I have with all of this. So we are putting AI into security tools, the layer of defense that stops an attacker who is a wily old character from breaking into your business. And we put in it a piece of code which every now and again, for an unknown reason, hallucinates, comes up with an error. So you could end up with your SOC analysts now going down a rabbit hole of trying to work out why the engine management light's on in your business, but actually there's no problem. You could be chasing APT group number 35 when actually it's just a printer printing something. That's my first problem with AI, is the hallucination problem. The second problem I have with AI in security tools is, did anyone ever ask for it? Are we just selling AI because it helps us get investment into our software development cycle? Or are we selling AI because the customer is demanding this? Is it a demand-driven inclusion, or is it a push inclusion? It's a very, very important question, that. And the reason why is this. If you're selling something because it's just a good idea, because that's how you get investment in, you're selling it for the wrong reasons. Remember the old sell me a pen? Everyone who's ever done my sales training knows this one. Sell me the pen. You see, you only ever buy a pen when you need a pen. It's needs driven. When you go to the supermarket and you buy a pint of milk, why do you buy milk? Because you need milk. Do you need AI in your security tools? Do you need it in there? Bear in mind, since computers were invented and been out there in the mainstream since about 1960 odd, we've never had AI in these systems and everything's been fine. AI has its place. I agree. 100% agree. I'm not bashing AI over the head with a very big, large hallucination. I am just saying, why are we putting AI into security tooling, the bastion of security, the one layer of defense in our business that's left? Why are we doing it? Because from what I can see, we're shoehorning AI into absolutely everything with very, very little value to the end customer. I know someone is making some value out of it, but is that what we want? Is that what the customer wants? Or does the customer want a working solution? Think about the hallucinations from above. Working solution is a very, very interesting phrase now, isn't it? You see, all a customer really wants is that feeling of secure. Compliance doesn't equal security, security doesn't equal secure. Compliance is the base minimum standards, security is doing something about it. Secure is the holy nirvana that you can't be broken into. And at the moment, we're sticking AI left, right and centre into absolutely every single thing we possibly can out there in some vague hope of getting closer to secure. I'm going to tell you something, it's not. It's not going to get you anywhere closer to secure. You're just doing more security. Now, does that mean you're getting closer to secure? No, it doesn't. You're just doing more security. And what I said, secure is the holy nirvana. You can't reach that. You cannot be the unhackable. Plenty of people can show you that that's absolutely the truth. You see, there's two reasons out the gate which are just pure, simple logic reasons about why AI in cybersecurity tooling needs to be thought about just a little bit more. It was quite, I would say the word horrific actually, walking around InfoSec and seeing the amount of places that we're putting AI. Do we really need self-driving AI seams? I mean, first of all, I don't want to seam in anything that can self-drive. That sounds like a bad idea. Powered by AI is not the same as powered by Intel. It's not the same as powered by Microsoft. It's not the same as powered by anything else. Powered by AI tells the customer that there is something under the hood that they never asked for and can hallucinate. Now, sounds like I'm giving the old AI a bash over the head. Doesn't it? I don't. I actually love AI. I think it's a superb tool. I use Claude and I use ChatGPT almost daily. I've just moved over to have a look at Anthropic's Claude at the moment. I use it daily. I use it very, very strategically. But I'm always conscious of 3 things that I must do every single time I use AI. The first one is creativity. I sit down and I think before I use it. I use my own noggin about what's the best way to get something out of it. When I'm in the flow, I'm going down that little rabbit hole, I really get as creative as I can about how I can do extra things with this thing. The second thing is critical thinking. I kind of mentioned it briefly before. The old noggin up here, that's what it's there for. I want you to really think about what the hell's actually going on under the hood when you're using AI, because it sends you platitudes. Oh, you're amazing. Oh, wow. Am I? Am I really amazing? I can say my team don't think that. But is that really what we're in? See, the minute that you start going through taking the hood off this thing and you look inside AI, you realise it's full of all sorts of weird quirks. But it's okay, we're just powered by AI everything, shall we? So now that we're using a bit of creativity about what the hell's going on and how we're actually using this tool, now we're using some critical thinking. The third point is consciousness. Think about the outputs. When it tells you something, there's an engine management light on, here's the brakes, that's APT group 35. Why would APT group 35 be attacking us? We're not even in their swim lane. They go after specific people, not us. We don't see any TTPs to match up with it. Be conscious of what it's telling you, because sometimes it hallucinates and tells you the wrong answers. So that's how I approach my AI usage. And that's great because it's me directly input into the AI solutions. But when it's embedded in the software, who is doing the critical thinking? Who is being conscious of its output? And who is the one that's going to actually be going, this ain't right, let's ask the question a different way? You see, it's embedded in, so no one is. I love AI. I think it's superb. It's got a long, long way to come. But it's 2025. We're middle of the year. I'm going to make a prediction for you. In 2 years' time, there's going to be a round circle and it'll be a logo. And you're going to see it in various solutions, various environments, various places. And it will say, no AI. There's going to be a groundswell movement out there, and it will be the no AI movement. In other words, our solution does not contain AI. This environment does not have AI in it. And it will be worn as a badge of honour that it doesn't have AI in it. And I'll tell you why that's going to happen. Because at the moment, there are a lot of problems with AI. We're seeing it with the current court case going through with ChatGPT, whereby every single question you type into ChatGPT will now be retained forever. For law enforcement reasons, obviously. Yeah, we're seeing how that plays out when the law enforcement suddenly gets, a different leader at the top of the tree. How do you know that they're doing lawful interception and investigation, and are you ever notified? And this is where it all starts falling apart around the edges. You see, you also have to be conscious about what you're asking this thing, because if all of our log files and all of the data from our entire network is going to go into an AI system powered by AI, And it is going to come under the oversight of a government that may no longer be friendly to us because they're now a hostile nation state to our country, for example. What do we do then? Because it's too late. The genie's out the bottle. The cat is not only out the bag, it's 4 doors down eating somebody else's dinner. You see, every time we give away that data, every single time we go with another solution which is off-premise, it puts us into the risk of another country accessing all of that data. I'll give you a kind of a bit of an interesting thought process to think about. So let's take a nation state, Israel. There's a good one. They make loads of software over there for the security market. If today we buy a solution from an Israeli company and tomorrow we fall out with Israel, they suddenly decide to change the rules, the laws under that country, and they look historically at all of the data they've got about you, and they use that, because they can do, to back channel back into your network. You've just given a nation state a route into your business. Now, if you were a critical national infrastructure project, you've just enabled a foreign state to be able to gain access to the UK or to your home nation. If this is any country, doesn't have to be Israel, I'll just use that as an example because I happen to be looking at some stuff from an Israeli company at the moment. But if that was the US vendors, Google, Azure, they're all there, all our cloud environments. OpenAI, Claude, Anthropic. You look at all of those companies. If all of a sudden we fall out with, and I say we as in whatever home nation state you're in, falls out with the US, they subpoena your information because, you're no longer a friendly country to work with. All of a sudden, everything you've got in that system is open and fair game for that law enforcement, military, whoever they deem appropriate to give that data to. It's too late. You can't do anything about it. Can't ask for your data back. Can't do a GDPR request and say right to remove. It's going to get really interesting coming up. AI is one of those weird genies in bottles. It really is a weird genie in a bottle, this one. From hallucinations where it gives you the wrong answer, from nation state control over the information you put in it, to it being fully embedded and no one having control over the decision-making process it gives you, apart from the vendor, who may or may not be good at implementing AI. It opens so many worms, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Because when you speak to the sales guy, he'll tell you, oh no, it's fine, we've got all that covered. Our boss is a genius in AI. Told to me at InfoSec. It's okay, the boss is a genius at AI. Wow, I feel so much comfort in buying a £125,000 solution now, because the boss is a genius. I've worked with some geniuses. Some of them don't have much common sense. They're very genius, but they're not very good at common sense. Some of them are really good, actually, but some of them aren't. So herein lies the problem, the AI problem. It's a really, really, for me, a fascinating indictment as to where the industry has got to. We were an industry that was in the doldrums at the time, 3 years ago. Stuff wasn't working. People were no longer listening to cybersecurity messaging. So we went on this bandwagon of AI and we stuck it everywhere because now we look like one of the cool kids. Yeah, look at my XDR, MDR, SIEM, whatever, with AI, because now we're a cool kid. I back that up by wearing a black polo neck jumper and smart jeans. But we're not the cool kids. We're the same kids. We just happen to now have AI in our solutions. That doesn't make us the cool kid. We are at risk in cybersecurity right now getting this very, very wrong, because we implemented we implemented AI way too quickly into our tooling, and in some cases badly. The problem I have is the end user who wants to feel secure is relying on these vendors getting it right. No one, not a single company out there, would put the marker down and say, we're getting it right then. Because they'll accept 100% liability if you ever get breached. They'll accept 100% liability for any losses you incur. And they'll accept 100% liability for any fees to restore your business back, wouldn't they? Because they know they got it right. Something tells me there's no security vendor in the entire planet would take that risk on. Absolutely not. Oh no, extenuating circumstances, asset register. Yeah, that's what happens when you run a team and you have to do asset register. You realise how hard security actually is. There's so many moving variables in all of this. So when you're next in your next procurement cycle and you see the shiny AI logo appear, just think, bit of critical thinking. Is that useful? Is it in the right place? Is it going to help me? Don't listen to the salesperson. Use your own noggin first. Be conscious of what it's actually doing within the solution. Is it a big data munger? Is it helping you with querying it? What is the AI solution actually doing? Get creative with your questions to the salespeople and go, is there a non-AI version of this? And listen to how much Kool-Aid they've drunk when they answer. I've been Stuart Coulson from HiddenText. That was a bit of an interesting thought process that's been going around my head for about a month around AI. I know the comments are going to light up on this one. I know they are. I expect it, totally frank with you all. That's fine. I don't want a bashing. I don't want abuse. I don't want to receive anything which is, you're an absolute idiot. Let's have a proper conversation about this. Should we be putting AI into tools? Are the customers asking for it? Or are they asking for it? Yeah? Stuart Coulson from HiddenText. Take care, everyone.